Assassin's Creed Origins was awesome, I love that game, but it did have some features that I was not really a fan of or could have been better. With Odyssey coming, I thought it was cool to take a look at some features that I don't want to see return in this new game or that I would like to see changed. So let's get into it in this video. If you enjoyed that, then a like would be super appreciated, and let's go. Let's start with the Hippodrome, a feature I only touched on because I came across it early in the game and it looked great in the trailers and sure was something different than the other activities, yet I never felt compelled to go back to get the exclusive mounts. I mean, you were just riding in circles in the stadium with not a lot of interesting mechanics. The tournaments you could do later on were also super challenging, even frustrating that they had to patch the difficulty later on. So while we could totally see this activity return because the Olympic Games are in Assassin's Creed Odyssey probably, and there was horse racing in that as well, I hope that if it returns they flesh it out more to make it more interesting or not bother at all. Same goes for the naval combat. It was not deep enough in Origins to make it exciting with just a few options to attack the opponents and no real tactic needed. I was always happy when these missions were over, and that should not be the case, of course. Again though, if they flesh it out way more, add different upgrades, commands to your crew, like stuff we already saw in the previous AC games, then I could totally see this work, and rumors suggest that this will be the case in Odyssey as well, with way more naval combat stuff, so a way deeper system. That you can also recruit a crew and enhance your ship in many ways. Hopefully this will be the case, because this sounds way more interesting than the naval combat we saw in Origins. I got a love and hate relationship with the Haka chest. These loot boxes you could of course buy for 3000 coins. They gave you a random purple or legendary roll and included items from the item packs that were otherwise only obtainable through the Helix credits, aka the real world money store. And yes, I will touch on that a little later in this video. So I'm never a fan of loot boxes. I want to work towards something that I know I will then get. Here you simply were spending money that you might have been grinding for hours in the hope you got something cool. One of the problems were the purple items that were almost always useless, so then you simply threw 3000 coins away, or did the daily quest that also rewarded you with a Haka chest for nothing. Another issue was that some powerful weapons were exclusive to these chests, meaning that if you saw me use a weapon in a video, for example, there was no way I could say, oh, this is how you can obtain it, except for rolling the dice. The reason why Ubisoft put in these Haka chests was to give a good gold sink, and I think that is a solid reason, because in many RPG games you will end up with a ton of money at the end of the game with nothing to spend it on. But thanks to the Haka chest you had a way to get some cool things for your money. So I'm fine if Ubisoft brings back these chests for that reason, but make it so that the items are not exclusive to these chests and that there is another way to get them as well, like side missions or challenges that have you kill a certain type of enemy a certain way, like finish off 50 enemies with a headshot so then you get a special bow, or kill enemies by using a fire weapon, stuff like that. But then also give the option to buy a Haka chest and get one of these special items or other items that otherwise drop. Since the launch of Assassin's Creed Origins, Ubisoft put out a new item pack almost every other week, and I think that was awesome, but don't only put them behind a paywall, but give people the option to get it in the game as well by playing activities, not only by testing their luck in the Haka chest, where you had a very low chance to get the new items. There were even issues where new items could not be found in the Haka chest for 2 months after they were released in the Helix store. I got to say though, Ubisoft did tweak the drop rate of these Helix store items in the Haka chest so they were easier to get later on, but still I would like to see this change in Odyssey. The Gladiator pack that launched alongside the Horde mode is a prime example, because there was no reward in this new Horde mode whatsoever, while Ubisoft did add Gladiator items that would have been perfect as a reward for playing this new feature, yet you could only get it for real world money. Again, I'm fine if Ubisoft adds the option to pay for it directly, so the people that have less time but still want to get an awesome weapon can straight up buy it, but make it so that players that want to work for it can earn it in the game as well, and not via a random loot box with a pretty small chance. I have an idea for a video to compare to Far Cry 5 as well, because I think Far Cry 5 has a really solid sort of microtransactions monetization plan that does not like impact the gameplay at all and gives away a ton of items that people can also chase by just playing the game. So that's a video for another time because I want to know more about Odyssey before I go in depth on that first. But I think it will be a given that microtransactions return in Odyssey. I mean, people buy them, and I also believe that it goes hand in hand with a big post-launch content plan that we get new things to do every week. I hope though that they are way more optional in this new game and that everything is earnable in the game by playing in a way more realistic way than it was in Origins. Something I don't want to see return in terms of gameplay are sleep darts, because they are way too overpowered and let you like basically go into a camp, kill all the enemies with just one throw. Even like captains of that camp will just die if you just make them asleep and then run up to them and assassinate them. It made it all way too easy, especially if you got the chain assassination as well, where you could take out another enemy with the same ability. I really hope that they either nerf the heck out of this tool or just remove it altogether. Just like the smoke screen that I never really used after a while because it just felt like cheating, getting everyone on the ground, making them an easy target, even the roaming bosses. Let's hope these tools do not return, or at least not in this way. Like I said in the intro, Assassin's Creed Origins was amazing, one of my favorite games of last year for sure, and if Odyssey looks at those systems I mentioned here and improves on them, I'm really all for that. But this new AC game seems to be doing way more than that. We got rumors of romance options, dialogue choices, really interesting stuff. We will see the game in action really soon during the Ubisoft E3 conference on June 11th. If you watch this when I just uploaded the video, then I'm on a plane right now to LA to bring you a ton of exciting coverage of E3. I really can't wait. Totally subscribe if you haven't already to miss nothing regarding that. Drop a like to support the channel. Check out my recent AZ Odyssey video where I take a look at the Agent Grease setting and what it could mean for the armor, activities and weapons and more. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll speak to you next time and goodbye.